What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's trade recap of the day. Today is August 5th, 2025. Today, I'm going to be going over today's price action. I took one trade for the day. I'm already done, 10 minutes into open, and we'll go over exactly what the trade was. Okay, so you didn't even need to join the live today. It was a very obvious daily bias I sent out. Pretty much exactly what I want to see happened. Okay, so here's what happened. We ended up having a bullish bias. We have an obvious draw liquidity higher, so this on for 4 hours. So I was overall bullish on the day, and price is clearly respecting bullish, respecting bearish, right? So I just wanted to look for longs, and now for longs, what I want to see happen. Well, I would like to see a Judah swing lower, right? This is always this is like the most ideal setup is for price to open lower if I'm bullish or open higher if I'm bearish, right? That's always what I'm looking for. Okay, so here we had London lows as a pretty obvious rejection area, and it was pretty obvious that price was going to go here because we had an SMT at these highs. So I was like, yeah, we're most likely going to just go to London lows here, right? This SMT is probably going to sponsor that move to London lows, and then from there we can target those relative equal highs and back up towards those highs above. Okay, so that was the overall draw, right? Very obvious trade here, right? So price did end up. Wait, hold up. Oh my god, bro! Everyone in the PB trading bootcamp in this group chat is all texting that they caught the same trade. They better not be signal botting. Yo, are you boys in the fucking Discord? Whatever. Anyways, this was the daily bias, right? Very obvious draw higher, and that's what I want to see happen. I always like to see London lows get taken out at open. If we can form an SMT, that would be ideal. That didn't happen, but whatever. We'll see what open gives us, and yeah. So price did end up trading lower. We had a sweep of London lows, and then from here we had a very obvious 1 minute displacement through this gap, right? We ended up having an order block here as well. And what did we also have as targets, right? Low resistance liquidity, very obvious trend line liquidity that got generated here. This high didn't get swept by this high. This high didn't get swept by this high. This high didn't get swept by this high. All these highs, and then we had a 15-minute intermediate high here as well. Okay, so overall, very bullish, and this was just a super bullish model. Now, I did get the question asked, why didn't you take the 4 minute? Here, you could have also waited for the 4 minute. It was basically the same exact entry. But I do say this all the time. If you guys go back to previous trade recaps where we do have 930 Judas inversion trades, it is very rare for me to take a setup with a 930 Judas inversion and to, wait for the highest time from inversion, because you're not going to get it, right? This was a scenario where you did get lucky if you waited for the 4 minute or the 4 minute here, but more times than not, you're not gonna get the setup if you wait for the highest time from inversion, specifically with Judas swings. Okay, so specifically with the 930 candle opening lower. Okay, that's just something that I've been saying for a while. And yeah, if you go back to like previous trade recaps, I do say that. But yeah, that's that. Do you guys have any questions about anything today? Are you worried about all the low resistance liquidity of the lows under your entry? Yeah, so I didn't really care about this. Why? Because one, we had an order block, and two, this candle is just so obvious. It's not something that, like, you always have to be thinking, especially with inversions, like, if we're bearish, are we going to have that move? No, right? If we're bearish, we are not going to have a 25-point candle going straight through this gap right here, going straight through this 2 minute gap as well, right? So it was just, everything was aligned for bullish structure. This did not tell me we were bearish at all. Why didn't you carry out an SMT? Just overall drawn liquidity is higher to this unfilled 4 hour. I think price can still go higher. But yeah, I didn't really care. I expected ES to do that. Would you have gone break even at the intermediate high if we didn't get a CISD? Potentially, right? But that's the reason I don't like going break even like at this high, because I was expecting us to probably, we had an unmitigated gap here for one, right? So I was expecting price to potentially trade into this. We could also, hit the CISD like we did here, right? This was just like not a good break even. I'm sure a lot of people probably, that trade pattern trade these inversions went break even here. And I don't think it was a bad, I do think it was a bad break even, honestly. Like, this is not like a good break even because, again, a very strong displacing move. Could have seen this trading back to here. There's just a lot of room here that, and also just low resistance liquidity. Like, you need to just let your trade run sometimes. If the break even is not that clear, yeah. I always just ask myself, like, Okay, if the trade were to go all the way here and then not hit TP, like, would I be mad at myself? Yeah. But like we had like what, like a 10-point move here, and then like I wouldn't really care if we went back to my entry. Like that's just expected, right? So, but if we went all the way here and then we went all the way back down, like yeah, that's probably not. I do not want to be in the trade then. We didn't care about the SMT because the draw was obvious. Yeah, pretty much. Can you explain what a Judas swing is? It's when price manipulates lower at 9:30. So 9:30 open has a manipulation lower if we're bullish, and then we have an open, right? So it's an open, low, high close, and you're looking to get a high close on that 30-minute candle, and then so reverse that if you're bearish, right? So open, high, low, close if you're bearish. Just a manipulation move. What's the difference between a market and a limit order? Market order you just place immediately when the candle closes. Then a limit order you can place like here, and let's say like I placed a limit order here. If price were to trade all the way down here and hit this, then I'd get tagged into my entry, right? Versus if I just click buy right now or sell right now, I'm in the trade, like wherever price is currently at. No, it didn't really bother me just because I knew the draw was higher than this. I still think we can go higher than this. My overall draw wasn't just this 15-minute intermediate high, it was higher. It was these highs on ES, and it was also this 4-hour. Just like overall bullish, I don't really care too much about that internal. Why do you take a trade before news? Because the draw was super obvious, and the setup was really obvious, and price action was clean. Would you have gone break even at the intermediate high if we didn't? Yeah, answer that. What about equalizer, stop loss? Answer that. It's PDI, right? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, pretty much like we're accumulating here. We have a manipulation, and then we have that distribution. Yeah. News. Yeah. Oh shit, my bad. Thank you, bro. Thank you. If I took this trade, I would have taken it to London highs. I just needed a 1-to-1 on this. Honestly, I didn't need more than this. London highs here. Was already swept, so it's like this target isn't that great. I like this target more. Just like whatever, bro. If I have a 1-to-1 and I really like the target, like there's clear trend line liquidity here or whatever, like I don't need to take it higher. I don't know, I have conviction in that. I didn't have as much conviction as like here. Maybe if we had like equal highs at London highs, then I would have taken it, right? But it's like just whatever you have the most conviction in, take it towards that. You know, like I didn't have the most conviction towards that high, so I'm not gonna take it to that high. It was a 1-to-1. That's all I need. Yeah. Why'd you go break even where you did? Like I was saying, this is a low resistance liquidity run. So a lot of the times also, guys, I did forget to mention this, but a lot of the times also, I wasn't caring about the SMT because price very rarely does something like this. There's something to note. Price very rarely does something like this, where let's say this is ES, right, or something. Let's say this is NQ. Price will very rarely. I need to draw another one. Price will very rarely just keep going with this SMT without taking out some sort of liquidity, especially if it's going to be a reversal. So price will still like to take at least some sort of liquidity and then form the SMT before that reversal actually happens. So that's just something to note. I think I drew out this SMT wrong, but you guys get the point, right? Like price does usually like to take out some sort of high or low. And there's that 10 a.m. candle, right? So I was expecting this to be, if we were going to be bearish, right? And if this SMT was going to hold, then, just if this SMT was going to hold, I would see price taking this high and then trading lower and then having an SMT with this high and this high. Again, this is more like a discretionary thing that I just see with SMTs, like whenever I'm taking profits, but yeah. But yeah. So that's why I take profit at 1-to-1s. But yeah. Yeah, it's the low-hanging fruit, exactly. I struggle with the trade how I sit through a consolidation, but today I told myself to wait and it paid off. Thank you. Yeah, bro. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I'm entering the trade, and this is the problem with a lot of people. Um, Holy questions. This is the problem with a lot of people. I'll just say this. A lot of people will get into trades and they will only think about the return. I'm gonna make this much amount of money on the day. I'm gonna get a payout today. I'm gonna pass my funded account today, right? Without ever thinking about the actual loss behind the trade, which is very, very common. It's extremely common for you to lose. And I know, like, I'm waiting for my loss. I'm on this insane win streak. I'm waiting for my loss, but still, even to this day, I'm still telling myself every time before I enter a trade that if this trade was a loss, will I be happy with myself? And I'm immediately accepting the risk, right? A lot of the reason that a lot of you are so emotional when you're in trades, and I know this isn't targeted at you, bro. You said you weren't emotional, but I'm just saying in general, a lot of the reason a lot of you are emotional when you're in trades is because you're not accepting the risk beforehand, right? You're not telling yourself, oh, like this trade has potential to be a loss, right? Start telling yourself that before you get into a trade, and then it's gonna make it a lot easier in your psychology. Because let's say you do lose, then it's like, okay, well, I lost, but was this aligned with my model? Was this aligned with my rules? Was this exactly what I wanted to see happen? And everything played out, and I had conviction towards this. Yeah, if that's the case, then boom, that was a good loss, right? And then if it happens to be a win, then great, the model played out, right? And that's how you kind of just have to tell yourself and trick your brain into thinking like a profitable trader. Because a profitable trader is not thinking, oh my God, I need to win this trade so I can pass my funded account. And then a little bit of consolidation happens around this point, and they're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can hold through this, right? That's not what a profitable trader is thinking. He's accepted the risk beforehand, and he's just letting the trade run. Win or loss, he's accepted it already, right? That's something that you guys need to start doing, okay? Hey, let's go, Aiden. Exactly. Automatically accept the loss before you enter. My stop got hit with slippage, and I guess my second TP didn't, but now I'm up more than before. What? Just look at the daily bias I sent out, right? This is just a very, like, in these times where I'm saying, like, okay, I want to see London lows get swept at open and then trade higher, right? Like, this bias is for a reason, right? And being bullish, we're respecting bullish, disrespecting bearish. That's all you really need to be like looking for. Just because we're inside of a bearish PD rate doesn't make price immediately bearish. Does that make sense? Like, look at what current price action is doing. We're respecting bullish, and we're clearly disrespecting and displacing through bearish PD rates. So it's like, at this point, I'm going to be bullish until proven wrong, right? Let's say I was wrong about this bias, and then we swept London lows, and then let's say we didn't get this inversion and we just kept trading lower and lower and lower, then at that point, okay, then yeah, my bias was wrong, and then we'll be bearish, right? But you always have to like lean somewhere, if that makes sense, and just look at what the current order flow is doing, right? Just because we haven't inverted this doesn't make it not bullish, right? It's just maybe a little bit of pre-market chop, like it's normal. It's my third year using IC concept. I was not finding myself consistent and confident until I joined premium here. Everything changed. I'm fun, and I live in a country that is crazy. I don't care anymore. Changed the whole way to view the markets, these models. Let's go, bro. Hype to hear that. I entered the 4-minute target at the New York high. Got stopped at break even. Was that a bad move? I don't think it was a bad move, but just know that if you're taking a 930 Judas inversion, 9 times out of 10, and I mean, it doesn't really matter. You would have gotten this basically the same entry if you took the 4-minute or the 1-minute. It doesn't really matter, but just know that if you're taking a 930 Judas inversion, it's very, very rare for the close on like the highest time frame to be like still valid. I always am taking like the 1-minute close or whatever, the 2-minute close. Yeah. So we do have a devil's mark here. Again, I do have to get off, guys, but I'll answer a couple more questions. I'll stay on until like 10:10, and then I do have to go. I left the trade to the SMT. I would say it was a bad call. So I wouldn't say it was a bad call. Maybe like if you got break even, maybe just put out break even. But Yeah, this low resistance liquidity, and I don't know, I just didn't see this being like high of day with this SMT, honestly. But can you repeat why you didn't take the, yep. How can you tell if something is an obvious draw? That's just screen time, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I can't just tell you like. I mean, there are like more draws that are like obvious. For example, like this is a pretty obvious draw, like this Devil's Mark or like, um, what else? Like data highs and lows. But I get like it does come down to like screen time and time in the markets. You can't always tell what's like it's hard for me to explain sometimes like what's more obvious and what's more likely to happen. Um, like sometimes things are just inexplicable. Inexplainable? Who knows, bro? Did you take the 6-7 trade? Yeah. No, taking trades are open is fine. You can take trades are open. As long as everything you want to see happens. Like everything I want to see literally in my daily bias happens, so I'm gonna take the trade. Would you take a trade purely from an SMT? No, I take inversion for value gaps. I've been in VIP access for 2 days. My psychology is always so much better. I've never taken trades like this before. If I'll help you beforehand. If it were to be a potential loss because I knew that it was a good trade, thank you. Good, bro. That's exactly what I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. Did you take this 15-minute high? Yeah, exactly. Checking daily IFEG that forms. I don't think we had a daily IFEG. Just because we didn't get this though doesn't mean I'm not gonna be bullish, right? Just because this daily candle on Monday didn't close through this doesn't mean I'm not gonna be bullish, right? I can still see this daily candle closing higher. Like as much as I don't want to see price going back up, this move was just way too bullish after sweeping that weekly low. So what's the lowest time frame for rally I'd be used to get into a continuation? With continuations, I do use the highest time frame. Is the 30-second early entry risk since the 1 minute is mitigated? 30-second. This one here isn't good. This 30-second is not good because we haven't swept these lows. And it's not like what I want you to pay attention to is like the manipulation leg that traded into the key level, right? If you're taking something like here, this isn't the manipulation leg that traded into the key level. So it doesn't make sense for if this were to get inverted, then this were also to. Like, it's just like common sense. Like you want to be looking at this leg and then the inversion on this leg. Not some random 30-second. Like this is so random. And it didn't even sweep a low, so it's not good. When waiting for an hourly open low high closes, the first swing low high take out the liquidity. Yes, exactly. Like it can't just be an open high and then like do nothing, right? Like if we have an open low and then we just like don't do anything, we have liquidity here, and then we have a high and we tap into a key level there, then it's an open high, right? That doesn't make it an open low just because the first like couple candles are lower, right? $70 away from my fund. I gotta go, bro. I can't de-work right now. Can I answer a couple more questions? Can you explain the OB you marked out? Yeah, so it's just a 1 minute order block. So we have it's just a down close candle that gets closed above with a sandwich in between these green candles. Never got traded into, but just want a down close candle. Down close candles and bullish order flow just should get respected. It's just what OBs are. I was a different premium Discord, and within a week of joining, I had my risk management and trusting model fixed. This Discord has been a game changer, man. Thanks. Let's go, bro. Happy to hear that. And if you guys do have any testimonials or anything that you want to leave, please leave it in the testimonials tab. It does mean a lot. I do read all of those, so I do appreciate that. Changing state of delivery, yeah. So it's a series of down close candles or just one singular down close candle that taps into the key level. If we get a body closure above that, then is it your change state of delivery, right? So it's your down close candle here. We tap into your key level being London lows, and then we get a body closure above that with this candle right here, and that's your change state of delivery. Then price should respect this and then trade higher, and we do that. No, it's not trading against LR. This is very obvious displacement. This is not a candle you'd get in bearish order flow. This is just a little bit of chop beforehand, but this is not a candle you get in bearish order flow. This is like trading against low resistance. Like maybe on the 30-second, but like this isn't not like this is not enough low resistance liquidity for me to like fade this. Maybe if we had something like this, but like it was a very obvious candle, right? Low resistance liquidity and chop looks more like this, where it's like we're slowly trading higher, you know, we're doing like this, and then the inversion's kind of like is that really the inversion? You know, but this candle, when we see this in live time, just very boom, like obvious displacement. It's not something that you fade, and it's not something you see in bearish order flow. Does that make sense? It's in the recording stop. Why not 2 minute? It's the same thing. You could have taken the 1 minute or 2 minute. It was the same thing. I was saying this is the 2 minute close, at the same time at the 1 minute. I was just easier to look at the chart on the 1 minute. Do we care about the ES correlation? Yes. I don't care about it when the IFEG is presented. No, sorry. Not when the IFEG is presented. You say a sandwich. Oh my god. I don't know where that went. All right, guys. I do have to go. Yeah, fuck. I gotta go. All right. I gotta go. This is like about a 20-minute trade recap, though. That being said, though, guys, have a good rest of your day. If you took this trade, please don't trade anymore. There's nothing really else for me personally I wanted to see happen. This was my bias. This was what I was confident in coming to the day. And take that. You know, just take whatever you're super confident in. Don't give the market back money and profits. That's just not something you want to do. Go enjoy your day, bro. Don't even think about the charts. Literally, this is what trading should be about. You did this for time freedom. You do this for financial freedom. So go enjoy that. Don't be a slave. Okay. Have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you guys learned something, at least from this trade recap or from this overall trading session, or any psychology tips. Hopefully you guys just learned something. If you did, again, if you want to leave a testimonial, it would be really appreciated, or a review or whatever. Reviews help a lot, and I do appreciate all of you guys. I do read through all those. So thank you guys for everything. Have a good rest of your day. And yeah, much love, team. I'll see you boys tomorrow. And 1%, you guys do have a call today with Ronan. So go to that at 6 p.m. It's going to be a banger call. 1%, boys. Pull up to that. And yeah, have a good one. Oh, wait. One question. What's up? You say sandwich for an OB bearish between two bullish, but I've also heard it's a down close candle. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like a chain of state delivery, bro, is like an order block, which is this. You know, like it's the creation of an order block, but it's also just down close candles in general. When we get green candles closing above that, these should get respected in bullish order flow. So it's both. It's like your chain of state delivery technically is an order block. Like it's a I hate ICD concepts, bro, because it's like always like different names for everything, but it's like the same shit at the end of the day, bro. It's the same shit. But yeah, chain state delivery is a creation of an order block, and then an order block can also be this, which is just a down close candle sandwiched in between two greens, and the green has to close above it. That's a bullish order block. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. Please expect Devil's Mark. Yeah, Devil's Mark. It's just a wickless candle, bro. It's just a wickless candle that gets forms. You do want to be paying attention to that at 10 a.m. usually. Just like key times, so like those 4-hour candle openings. But this is a very strong draw. Maybe if we go down, hit this 15-minute gap here, I could see price potentially reacting off that, and then making a run back higher towards the Devil's Mark. That's just if we get some confirmation from that level. But yeah, Devil's Mark is just a really strong draw. It's just a wickless candle, and price does tend to like to form wicks on those wickless candles. And yeah. All right, last question. I got to go. Bye, guys. Have a good rest of your day. I'm sorry I couldn't get into all your questions, but I'll see you boys tomorrow.